welcome back to my channel, everyone. Thank you for being with me here today. Well, I promised you I was going to bring the MCINTOSH 901s. The most iconic American brand today is finally in the lab. And we are going to go through the motions of connecting these dual amplifier mono beasts. Okay, these are the MCINTOSH MC901s. Now, in case you do not know or have any idea what's so special about these amplifiers, it's simple. So you got the tube section right here, which resembles the former 2301 MCINTOSH amplifier, 300 watts, okay? And you have in the back of the amplifier the MC611, okay? 600 watts, Class AB, solid state configuration. So you're going to feed 300 to the highs and mids, and you're going to feed 600 to the lows, the bass. Now let me show you a little bit about the speaker. Sonus Faber SE17s. Okay, what I love about this speaker is this carbon coated beryllium tweeter. Okay, Sonus Faber has never really been a fan of using beryllium tweeters, but they did it with this masterpiece, their former flagship. Okay, now this would be the bass configuration, the 10-inch woofers. This is like the subterranean portion of the bass. The low, deep registers are handled by the 15-inch woofer. Now, yes, in this case, I understand I need to swap positions with the speakers. Reality, this speaker should be in that side, and that speaker should come this side so that the woofers are on the inside. And I will be doing that when I have a moment, okay, so don't get carried away with that. So let's continue on as far as what we're going to do. I am going to bi-amplify my Sonus Faber SEs, which can be tri-amplified. So what I'm going to do is we're going to walk through how to connect these amplifiers to these speakers. So follow me. All right, so what you're looking at right now is the tri-wire wall configuration of the Sonus Faber. So right here, as you can see, you have the mids and the highs handled by this and this, okay? This part right here will be the lows, okay? And these two are gonna be for the deep lows. So think about it like this. This is the 15-inch woofers. These are the dual 10-inch, and these would be the beryllium tweeter and the, I believe it's a 7-inch mid-range driver. Okay, so what do we need to do here? Well, ideally what we want to do is we want to connect here on these binding posts the tube section of the MCINTOSH amplifier. And on the lows, we want to connect the solid state section of the Mac amplifier. And we are going to essentially connect these binding posts right here to these with a jumper cable. That's what we're going to do. That's what the manual recommends for the Sonus Faber. So let's get started. All right, so as far as the cables that I'm using, I'm going to use this Shunyata. This is a ground cable, but it works just fine for this particular purpose. All I need to do is connect together two binding posts. So I'm going to connect the deep low section of the speaker to the low section of the speaker with this, basically joining two binding posts, okay? And then the rest is going to be handled by my Authentic Audio Image AAI cable line. This is a line that I import here in the United States. I'm the only person who sells this cable line. I've used this cable successfully with Magicos. I have a couple of ultra hi-fi members using my cable line with their S3 NK3s. Another one is using it with a Magico S7. I have a couple of people with Wilson Audios. The list goes on and on and on and on, okay? I have done the homework for you, okay? These cables are extremely musical, which goes quite well with the Sonus Faber and any other speaker that needs a little more soul, okay? Most loudspeakers tend to be very cold, sterile. They lack emotion. They lack this feeling that enamors you, okay? These cables are going to do just that, but without overemphasizing any particular frequency. So it's not going to be a fat sounding cable by boosting up the lows. It's not going to be a cable that's going to be super bright. It's going to be a very well balanced presentation. That's what I like about these cables. And here's the cool part. I just got back from Munich, as you know, and they gave me the new cable that has not been announced, and that is the Extremo cable. This cable right here is their latest flagship cable. Okay, this is the first time I'm going to use it and connect it. So I'm going to use the top flagship cable, okay, on the highs and mids, and then the former flagship cable, the Assoluto, on the lows. Feel me? Let's go. Okay, so let's connect the MCINTOSH 901 to the SE17s. Let me show you where that goes. All right, so we talked about using, actually I didn't say this to you guys, but we got to use the 4 ohm taps, okay? 4 ohm taps for these. This happens to be the vacuum tube part. Okay, so this is going to be the section that has the tubes. This is going to be the section that has the solid state part. And what we're going to do is, if you look at my cables, they have a direction on here. Okay, you see the arrows right here on the cables? And on here? We got to make sure we follow that. So let's go ahead and use the 4 ohm taps, which is what the speakers are rated for. All right, cool. Pretty beautiful. I love the binding post of MCINTOSH amplification, I must say. I really do. It's just so robust. They feel like high quality. I feel like they clamp down really nicely on the spades. I prefer spades, by the way. I think spades are the better choice when it comes to connecting gear. Again, that's my opinion, but you guys may feel different. All right, so now that takes care of the high frequency. All right, so let's do the low frequency. The low frequency happens to be right here. This is the solid state portion. So we're going to do the low frequency. Okay, so here is 4 ohms. So it's pretty simple here. A little more. And the last one. Okay, so that takes care of the connections for the left channel. Now, follow me and let's do the back of the speaker. So we're going to do right now, this will be the mid-range, positive for the mid-range. Beautiful binding post from Sonus Faber, by the way. And then we're going to do the negative, excuse me, of the mid-range tweeter. Right here. Gotta try to get it as tight as possible, hand tighten it. That's beautiful. So we took care right now of the top end, high frequency and mid-range. So now let's move to the other part of the low frequency. For the lows, we got this right here and this one right here. All right. Everything seems pretty snug and tight, and now we're going to jump it. You know what? I kind of don't like these, so let me just replace these with a different type of jumper. I think this jumper might be better. It's a little shorter, and I prefer this over the long one. So let's go with these jumpers that I had here in the room. Snug it. The head of the binding post has something that you could, it's like a locking mechanism that you twist. See, right here I got to twist. Got to unscrew it and then put it back in place, and that to me is good. So this is, see that we just joined the low bass with the deep bass. So now we're going to do the same thing on this side. I'm actually excited, if I'm being honest. I've never really gotten this deep with a loudspeaker before. I've always had speakers that only have one set of binding posts, which do not allow for you to do this type of configuration. So it's pretty exciting, because I don't really know, like, how are they going to sound? Are they going to be, like, is this really going to make a huge difference? I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, so this speaker it's good to go. All right, so now what we need to do next is connect the XLRs to the back of the amplifiers. So now XLRs into the back of the Mac. So we're doing the same thing to keep full system synergy. And for power cords, guess what? Of course, my cables, authentic audio image. They're gonna go in the back of the monos right now. All right, so everything seems good to go. And what I do now is, guess what? Just turn on the amplifiers for you guys to see them. Crank on. And here we go. MCINTOSH 901 monos. What do you guys think about this? Isn't this beautiful? I'm excited to give you my take on these iconic American amplifiers. If you like this type of content, if you enjoyed this type of content, all you have to do is let me know how. Simple. Hit the like button right now and subscribe. And I will do more installs like this for those of you who are still not deep in this hobby. I don't mind doing this as long as I can see it in the form of more likes and more subscribers. Thank you for your time, and get ready because the very first listening sessions of the 901s are soon to come. Peace.